Hi guys, well thank you for joining me on a channel that's dedicated to traveling for work. A few weeks ago I got a chance to travel internationally from America all the way to the UK, and there I had a couple of different stops, and I went to Cambridge, Oxford, and Belgium, and so the time span difference was totally different. All in all, it was an excellent trip. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to go back to the UK, but granted, I learned a lot of things when I was there that I should have done. And even before I got there, on the plane or beforehand. And some things I was prepared for, so I was pretty happy about that. So, the melatonin, I actually heard about before I went on the trip, but it kind of went in one ear and out the other, and I really didn't take it too seriously. But I paid my dues when I actually got to the UK, and I tried to sleep. Day after day after day, I literally got no more than 3 hours of sleep each day that I was there. There came a time where literally I felt like I need to bring back the old kind of myth of counting sheep. It got that serious. So my biggest tip to you is to bring melatonin if you want to sleep. Number 4, fuzzy socks. They make a big difference when you are actually trying to get comfortable on the plane. Yes, they give you the pillow, they give you an eye mask, they give you a blanket, but no one gives you fuzzy socks. So it is my suggestion to have your own fuzzy socks. And yes, guys and girls can actually get away with wearing fuzzy socks. I mean, guys, you're on a plane, so not many people are going to judge you. Big tip, have some comfortable socks for your feet. It'll be great if they're fuzzy. Tip number 3, pack your own snack and or meal. This is very important, especially if you're health conscious. Now, at the time that I was traveling, I was not being very health conscious. I couldn't wait for food to just be put before me, and I enjoyed all of the different things that came with the meal. And I also enjoyed the beverage that came with the meal, which they had a choice of alcoholic beverages as well. But if you are going to be a little bit more picky in regards to what you want to eat, I would suggest that you bring your own snacks, meals, as well as beverages. I mean, you only can purchase your beverage once you actually, at the gate. But that's just a great tip, especially if you want to have more variety. Tip number 2. Now, this one may go without saying, which is make sure you have comfortable shoes on. But I think this needed to be a re-emphasized tip because it is a very important tip and piece of advice. So you will walk a whole lot more than you do when you get off a domestic flight. Why? Because you do have customs to go through, and a lot of times they're very, very long walks. When I came back into America, it was, and when I was going into the UK, it was. Make sure you have very comfortable shoes on. I know sometimes when you get off of the plane, you're kind of getting ready for that work vibe and work environment, but keep your comfy shoes on. I promise you, you will not regret it. And tip number 1, guys, know your address or know the address of where you are going to. That is very important because at customs, they will ask you that. They will ask me that. And I felt like the most lost child ever. Like, where am I going? And I'm looking through my phone. I'm looking through my notebook. I knew before I left, but when you have this long flight and you have all these places to go that's on your mind, the last thing you do is remember addresses. You may know the place you're working, at, but sometimes you forget, you don't know addresses, and they ask you those questions. Do not be like me. Do not be totally unprepared, because I really was. My tip is to literally put the, maybe write it on a Post-it, but put a little Post-it with the addresses of each place you're going to before you get to a country. Write it on a Post-it note and slip it into your passport case. So I purposely bought a nice travel passport case, literally, that will help to organize a lot of my papers, not just for this trip, but just in general. And it was so perfect and so helpful for this particular trip. So my suggestion to you is to make sure you have the details for where you're going to be working, or where you're going to be staying, literally right on hand in your passport case. So as soon as you whip up your passport, you literally have that information too. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this particular episode. I hope these tips will help you as you plan to travel internationally for work. I know some of them that I already knew beforehand helped me, and some I learned the hard way. And I hope that maybe it'll make it a little bit easier when you travel. Please make sure, if you like this video, that you give it a thumbs up, and more importantly, share this video and basically subscribe so I can keep up to date, or keep you up to date with all the different tips that I have for you as you travel for work. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you or connect with you again soon.